Greetings, faithful followers. This is your old pal, Brother Jack Angry, along with Lady Torrid, our dark, delicious, dangerous dominatrix.
Hello.
And this is another edition of Movie Night Live from the Monastery of Mayhem, deep in the bowels of Omaha, Nebraska. Yes, use your words, Brother Jack. Well, some great news. If you haven't seen on our Facebook page yet, you will, because we'll be posting the hell out of that in just a little bit. We have the Angry Mobile has arrived, and we will be putting up a picture of that right in the midst of this broadcast. And I want to thank Matt Ancona and David Berlinger, the sales manager, and all of the great staff and all the people at H&H Chevrolet where we were able to get the Angry Mobile at. It is a 2015 lime green Chevy Spark. And when you see the pictures, you're going to understand.
Almost the same color as Brother
Almost,
Jack.
you know, it's like they couldn't quite match it. They said the closest thing to my color is what they call jalapeno, and they didn't have a Spark in that color. So I had to settle for the lime green, but it still looks fantastic. All the bells and whistles, and I got it for a really reasonable payment. So if you need a car, and you need something good, and you need something dependable, and you need something reasonably priced, take Brother Jack's advice. Buzz on down. I don't care if you have to walk, crawl, fly, knock your grandma out of her wheelchair to roll on down there, but just get down there and talk to Matt and David in the sales department, and they'll get you hooked up. So,
how much did you get off your vehicle?
Well, the old Angry Mobile, I did get a fairly decent trade in, about almost $3,000.
No, I'm just asking how much to make that little plug. How much did they charge you?
I'm willing to do that. I mean, they really worked with me. I mean, we were in there till almost 8 o'clock, and they were getting all the details hammered out, and getting me a good loan, a good rate on my loan, and I actually got several points shaved off my last loan, and they even got me some discounts that I didn't even know were out there.
Sweet.
So knocked it down even further, and again, can't stress it enough, people. Don't be a red-headed hack and buy from the other guys. Go to H&H Chevrolet. You want the best. And again, they're not paying us anything. I'm telling you this from Brother Jack, the bottom of Brother Jack's heart. Tell him Les Rob and the Angry Brothers sent you, so we can, I can get a good deal on my next car. All right. Well, with that being said, let's get back to the show here. We're doing a kind of a remastering of one of our past episodes because of a good friend of the show, Lee Turner, is one of the writers for the movie we're going to be doing tonight. That is thecampuhouse.com. Now, this 2002 suspense/horror/dead teenager piece was directed by David J. Gardner and written by Lee Turner, along with, I believe, David J. Gardner. The film deals with a murder that takes place in a small New York State college town. It had actually taken place 7 years earlier from the events of thecampuhouse.com, but the house had been abandoned because of the local legends of a killer ghost haunting the house, and anybody who tries to stay in it will be murdered and all that.
So somebody comes along and goes, "Oh, it's just nothing," and decides to stay there.
Well, because
people, you learn nothing.
Yes, it's like people should know.
Not me.
Oh, all right. People should know better than that.
I'm playing with my flogger.
No, it's as long as you're not sticking it somewhere, and if you are,
you would know.
Well, we'd be filming it. Get that shit on clips for sale. We'd make a grip, people. Anyway,
Campus House.
The Campus House, yes, and this takes place in 2002, which we all know that was roughly the height of the reality TV. You had the onset of things like Big Brother, you had the onset of the Kardashians, the onset of Survivor, all this reality TV.
So the downfall of American TV?
Yeah, pretty much the dumbification of America, but it's like, hey, I'm as guilty as anyone else. I have to get my Big Brother fix on Thursday night, although that Julie Chen, what a hottie. I could think of a few things to do with her egg roll. Wow. Yes. I know, I went there.
So sexist and racist. Way to go.
I'm sexist, I'm racist, and I'm a few ists nobody's ever fucking heard of. Wow. It's like,
we're not surprised. Nobody's surprised.
Brother Jack, he's a Renaissance man. Who knew? But anyway,
No way.
the campushouse.com deals with a website that is set up around this house and with 7 or 8 local college students who are moved into the house and they are put under video surveillance. It's essentially Big Brother with people dying. You
I
know?
wish they'd die on Big
Yeah,
Brother.
it's like
That would make it much more interesting.
well, this season, although the tranny they got, the transsexual they just got rid of, she was cute. You know, very, very, very sexy gal. But anyway, yes, and again, more than
now all I can think of is Sons of Anarchy.
Oh yes, Tig and what's her name?
Tranny humper.
Hey, don't.
No, that's what somebody called Tig, and like he shot him. I just thought it was
Yeah, it's
funny.
like, well, that's why you don't call anybody a tranny humper. You might get shot. And this is Omaha. I mean, you could get shot for farting too loud. Let's face it. You know, if that's the case, Brother James would have a few holes blowed in him.
I'm surprised you don't.
Well, yeah, it's like, well, no, they can't get close enough to me if I let one rip. They're on the ground with their eyes watering and choking to death, you
He's
know.
cleared out the monastery more than once.
Yes, it's like, hey, Mexican
I'd
food.
be like, yeah, hey, Lady Torrid, do you have rotting bodies down there?
No, that would be me.
It was Brother Jack.
Brother Jack had Mexican for lunch. Sorry, you know, it's just, you know, just take Brother Barnard's, you know, lead. Get down low where all the good air is. Anyway, that's enough of that.
So this is like Big Brother.
Yes, Big Brother. It is like
Sorry.
Big Brother. It is a college version of Big Brother, but the people in the house are actually being observed through this website. The only problem being the killer is also a member of the website and watching everything that they're doing. And he phones into the show and, you know, proceeds to basically mind fuck the cast, and, you know, various and sundry deaths ensue, and we'll be talking more about those at the next break. But I don't want to give away the whole plot of the movie. You know, we're going to get on with the campus house here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Rama.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
So then the door opened and it was Anthony.
That's fucked up.
Perv.
It's probably Anthony who called in too.
Jessica?
So what are you talking
Okay,
about?
you guys, enough.
I was kidding, just kidding.
There has been a murder and a disappearance in the last 2 days. Hey, I'm talking about Decatur here, people. Those of us who have lived here for the last couple of years know that nothing ever happens. There hasn't been a murder in the last 30 years, not until we moved in.
It's probably just those escaped convicts.
They were caught yesterday, smart guy.
What?
A couple of 100 miles away, which casts serious doubts that they had anything to do with this. Don't you see what's going on? Somebody doesn't want us here.
Why?
That's what we have to figure out.
How?
I don't know. It's not like I go around tracking psychos every day. I guess the best thing to do would be treat this like a journalist would.
Oh, come on.
And how was that?
You know, we just need to get as much information as possible as we can about what happened 30 years ago. Anything on the house, the family, the investigation.
So how can we help?
I think it's best if we divide into groups.
So basically you want us to divide up like Scooby-Doo?
Yeah. Sarah, you, Jessica, and Anthony go out and visit the old Blakely Place caretaker. See if he can tell you anything. Chloe, Drew, you guys go to the university archives. Bring us back what you find. Ian and I will go visit Dr. Stanley. He wrote a book on local history here last year. Any questions?
Yeah, can I call you Daphne like on Scooby-Doo?
Only if you want to be the next victim.
Okay, so I take it there are no questions. Why don't we meet back here tomorrow at 10 o'clock, okay?
No problem, Barbara Walters.
I'll drive you guys.
Well, that was 30 minutes of my life I'll never get back. I don't know what's wrong with Brooke. I mean, I've known her for over 2 years. I've never seen her act like this.
I'm not scared. Maybe I'm a little scared. No, I'm not scared.
You know, I just can't believe that some killers come back after 20 or 30 years to wreak havoc. I mean, these murders, these escaped convicts, the anniversary. Hopefully it's all just one big coincidence.
I just don't like feeling like I'm some animal in a zoo that someone can poke a stick at whenever they want to.
Well, greetings, faithful followers. What do you think of the campushouse.com so far? Isn't it suspenseful, you know, the way they're all going about their little business, and they have their call-in section, and the killer's calling in saying what he's going to do to the girls, and, you know, how he's trying to get inside their heads and basically mind fuck them and everything else. And, you know, the video technician, as he's, you know, working with those remote cameras, and the guy at the control booth's talking it through it, and the killer's watching him, and then how he gets his head cut off, and, you know, the head's laying there in front of the camera and all this, and, you know.
I'm just wondering, after you get that phone call and that whole, how are you not just like, all right, I'm out?
Well, it's like,
I'm out.
I think according to the story is the students have agreed to, you know, to do this show and do the filming, and if they leave, they forfeit whatever cash prize is involved. And
They forfeit their life?
Yeah, well,
okay, wait, by staying.
Well, really, what I kind of gathered from the film, they don't think it's real. They think it's a gag or something done by the producers. Until people actually start dying, they really...
until the head rolls in front of the camera.
Yeah, and once the head rolled in front of the camera, you know, it's like everybody was...
Maybe we should start to take this shit seriously.
Well, and I think that they're not able to leave the house. It's kind of like a Big Brother thing where they're actually locked in the house, and, you know, but they, you know, and it showcases human greed, and, you know, it's like, even though they're being systematically killed one by one, nobody wants to leave and give up that prize money. You know, it's like, psycho killer? Well, that's secondary. I want my big payday.
My money.
I want my money. My money. Why you not give me my money? You know? It's like, gee, Brother Jack, why did you suddenly turn into an Asian merchant? Why you keep me from my money?
What color you want?
Yeah, you want one from column 1, one from column 2. You want those short starts? Get this by Friday. You know, and they can't drive either. Yes, I went there. Well, it's like, yeah, Brother Jack, I mean, it's like, I'm going to have a bunch of little Asians running around wanting to kick my ass.
Monastery of Mayhem.
Yes.
If you haven't been insulted yet, you just wait around. We'll get to you.
We'll get to you. The Monastery of Mayhem, soon to be under siege. You know, it's like, well...
Taking all stereotypes and running with them.
That's right. You know, well, we don't have to worry that some group of Asians are going to kick my ass, because, frankly, we don't have any step stools around here. They'd have to bring their own milk crate to stand on it. Yeah, here's a little bit of trivia for you. Second World War, the United States Army actually revised the sizing for condoms that they were giving to the soldiers in the Army of Occupation in Japan. They had large, or they had extra large, they had large, they had medium, and then they had Asian, which was tiny.
So like the little finger ones that you get that you have to...
Yeah, those were called Asian. Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, I know. There's all these Asians going, oh, the goddamn round eye.
Oh, really, you don't need to worry too much, because not anybody, you know, nobody really watches this show anyway.
Well,
so,
like
I love Asians.
Nobody who's willing to admit it anyway. But you know, it's like we know
they don't dumb down enough to watch our show.
Well, we're not the red-headed hack. I mean, we can't dumb it down that much. It's like, if that were the case, it's like me and Tord would be sitting here, you know, doing.
We're gonna finger paint with buggers.
Yeah,
no.
That's what. Yeah, it's like then we'd be pretty much on a par with the other guy, but we're not doing that, people. So rest assured, you know, the Angry Brothers will continue our fine standards of really bad and really subversive TV, except no substitutions. You know.
So the real story there is, we have no standards.
Yes, we have no standards. We also have no internal filters either, you know. It's like pretty much whatever comes up here comes out here in a totally unedited format, you know.
I don't think about what I say before I say it, because I like to be as surprised as everyone else about what comes out of my mouth. You're welcome.
Yes, and what goes in it too. I mean,
you went there.
Yes, but you know I love you.
Mm-hmm. You'll pay for that later.
Yeah. Promises, you know.
So, back to the film.
Yes, back to the film. Thecampushouse.com. Basically, this film was quite popular in the 2002-2003 film festival circuit. It premiered at many of the local horror film festivals, and it actually even won a few awards, if I'm not mistaken. The writer of the film, Lee Turner, also received several accolades on the film, as well as the director, David J. Gardner. Or Gardner, I believe it's pronounced Gardner. The cast of the film is largely unknowns, which added to its charm. There were a lot of really, really great talent, and I'm hoping that some of them have gone on to mainstream popularity. I'm not sure, Brother Jack hasn't researched it that far yet, but it's a really great film. So we're going to go ahead and get back to it. Thecampushouse.com, here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Shakarama. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
And let's go find some other minorities we can make fun of. And,
All right.
Yeah, it's like, well,
There's a whole world out there.
Yes, it's like a whole world of people that we can make fun
We're
of.
not exclusive to putting down,
No, we hate
Asians.
we pretty much everyone. Yeah, that's why they call us the Angry Brothers, But it's like, you can rest assured, we may make fun of you, we may make racist comments about you. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, greetings, faithful followers. Welcome back. What did you think of thecampushouse.com? Wasn't that movie scary?
Were you surprised?
And
were you surprised by who the killer was?
Yes, the killer played by Professor Stanley, who was played by Robert Axelrod. A little bit of trivia. Did you know that he was the voice of Lord Zed in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
I did not.
No, it's like he'd actually attended a local convention here in Omaha called Congregation, and I was not aware of this, that he was at there. Otherwise, I definitely would have went up and talked to him about thecampushouse.com. But he did play it very well. I mean, I certainly didn't suspect him until the end of the movie. What did you think of some of the girls getting killed? I know they had the one girl who kind of got, and that kind of thing. They had the other girl who was killed in the shower, and they had the deputy who basically got his head bashed in with a pipe and left to die in that basement. Very original deaths.
Did they not realize you should never, when there's a possible serial killer, never shower?
Yes, that's right. You'd be better off just staying funky, it's like,
You don't shower, you don't have sex, you don't say, I'll be right back, because you never come back.
You don't go swimming, definitely not
Absolutely.
that. You don't go around any power tools or stay out of lawn sheds and things like that. Pretty much don't do anything, it's like...
Find a closet and hide.
If you stand there real still and pretend you're a tree, the killer might just go by you and leave you alone. But if you're out doing shit, you're just drawing attention to yourself.
Be like, I'm going to stand here like a mannequin, and I will survive.
Yes, and the only thing that would give you away is that you would be standing in a puddle of piss. And you don't eat a heavy meal either, because you might end up loading your drawers, and that smells a dead giveaway. It's like, you're walking by.
Emphasis on the dead.
Yeah. Why did that mannequin just crap on itself? Ooh, wait, ooh, I think I see you. It's like...
I shouldn't do that.
Yes, it's like, we never know when we're going to be in that situation, But, horror films are a great way to learn how to survive when faced with a serial killer. Don't do any of the shit we talked about and you might be okay.
I don't know, walking the halls around the monastery.
Yeah, it's like... Are you talking...
You're risking your own life at any given time walking around here.
Well, yeah, it's like, well, wait, we don't have any piles of shit laying around the monastery.
Well, I saw Brother James.
I said piles of, ooh, that was a cheap shot.
That one.
Man, that was unkind. Wow, and Brother James isn't even here to defend himself.
I know,
Jesus.
I'm gonna go hide
Yeah,
down
like,
in my dungeon now, because...
Yeah, well, we'll be able to, it's like, we'll be able to find her by the sound of the industrial strength vibrator. It'll sound like a fucking leaf blower going... That's... You know?
You're like, why are the lights dim?
Yeah, it's
all
like,
of a
why are the
sudden?
light? Oh, Torrid must be using her vibrator. The lights are going dim. Can you knock that crap off? You know, OPPD called. You're causing a brownout. Yep. Last time she got one of them new attachments, by God, she knocked out the power grid for an entire evening. You know, but she walked around with a big smile on her face for the rest of the day. But we were all sitting
There
here
you
in
go,
the dark.
Brother James. He redeemed you.
Yes, there you go. Yes.
Brothers gotta stick together.
That's right. You know, it's like family. Gotta love them. You know.
Oh, you don't have to, but.
Well, it's like I'm fortunate. I got a brother I can get along with. You know, we have our moments, but you know, by and large, he's always had my back. So I can't complain too much about him. You know, it could always be worse. But anyway, the killer, you know, played by Robert Axelrod, and who played Professor Stanley. This film actually enjoyed a lot of popularity on the film festival circuits, but it's also been getting a resurgence on places like indiehorror.tv, which is a popular website. You can find that by going to www.indiehorror.tv. We've brought it back. Several other horror hosts have begun to play it, and you know, the film is starting to make a resurgence, which is great. Lee Turner, the writer, has gotten in touch with me. Hi,
Lee.
Yes, thanks for all your love and support, brother. We couldn't be where we are without you. You know, and we look forward, you know, when you come to Omaha, we'll take you out and get you all kind of fucked up. You know, we've got
I'm down for that.
We've got plans, yes. We've got plans.
Yes, we do.
Yes, but the Lee Turner, the writer of the film, you know, has been working with me and others to kind of pull this film out of obscurity and get it more back into the mainstream the way it was in 2002. We hope to be seeing it at some more conventions and film festivals. We have a good friend of ours who organizes the Geeknomicon Horror Film Festival and Convention down in Biloxi, Mississippi, the lovely Dawn DeVerger. Him and Lee have had a pretty long-standing partnership between the two of them, and he has introduced me to her, and we're going to be getting a whole load of films in from her, so you're going to be seeing a lot of Dawn DeVerger here on the Angry Brothers. So that concludes thecampuhouse.com, which is a great film, and that's why we do support indie filmmaking here on the Angry Brothers, because we firmly believe in the indie film system. We believe in indie filmmakers, that the only way that you're going to get a true horror film product is not through the multi-million-dollar studio-controlled, studio-dominated studio system, because there it's going to be watered down and everything's going to be catering to the lowest common denominator. The indie filmmakers are actually out there trying to produce their own visions, not just remakes, reimagining, reboots, or whatever the fuck you want to call it these days.
Everything else that's out there?
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like a reboot of the Ninja Turtles. It's like...
Well, at least I didn't get stuck with Anthony on this mission. I can't believe I just said mission. I'm starting to feel like I'm one of the Goonies or something.
And I know that people are watching us and that's what this thing is about. But it's different. It's more intense. It's like someone's watching us breathe.
How do I feel? I feel... I just have to wonder where Mitch is, you know? I mean, one minute he's here and then he's not. I didn't know Mitch very well. It's just hitting a little too close to home.
Jessica, put it on your bed.
Yes, she said she found it in the closet. You know, the weird thing was, when I was looking through it, there's a picture of Catherine. It could have been hers. I mean, I am in her room. Professor Stanley.
Well, if it isn't two of the soon-to-be famous thecampuhouse.com students.
We just come to look for you.
I've been reading about you guys in the newspapers. So, how are you finding the old Blakely place?
Actually, that's what we're here to talk to you about.
Really?
In your class last year, I know you were writing a book on the history of Decatur.
Yes?
So, is there anything in the book about the Blakely family or the old estate?
Well, there's only a slight mention of it in the book. It's something that this town would just as soon forget ever happened.
Professor Stanley, did you happen to know Dr. Blakely?
Somewhat.
So could you tell us a little bit about him?
Look, Miss Jacobson, you're not going to find what you're looking for by delving into the Blakely incident or the Blakely family.
Look, we just want some information.
Well, here's some information for you. The Blakely family has suffered enough. Let it rest. And here's another piece of advice. I would watch myself around that house. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have another class to attend to.
Right.
I like it here. Also, I think it's great that I'm getting to experience all this with one of my sorority sisters. I'm mad that we didn't have a nice single.
Hello?
Anthony, it's Sarah.
Hey?
Jessica's running late as usual, so we'll just meet you at the caretaker's place. Say 4 o'clock?
That's fine.
Okay, great. See you there.
Bye.
The indie film, the studio system, yes, it's produced a lot of really commercially popular stuff. And some of the remakes, I have to admit, are pretty good. The remake they did of Mad Max was good. The Star Trek reboots they did were good. You know, a few other things. But by and large, it's, you know, Brother Jack's opinion is we don't need remakes of classics. You know, that's why they're classics. I mean, yeah, I could understand if you would want to continue on with the story, but don't try to do the story over and just depending on a bunch of flashy CGI special effects.
Be original.
Yes, be original.
That's why we like indie films.
That's why we like indie films, is because...
And the people who make them and write them, because they're originals and...
Well, they're originals. They march to the beat of their own drummers, and many of them are some of the last mavericks that there are out there. So that's why we support indie films, and we encourage all of our viewers, all of our friends and fans to, you know, seek out these indie filmmakers and familiarize yourself with the products and the films they're making, and, you know, spread the word. If we can get more people knowing about these indie films, they can get more funding and produce better products, and that's going to be a better movie-going experience for all of us in the long run.
I agree.
All right, well, excellent. Now, next week, we're going to be bringing you another great feature here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Shakarama. We're going to be bringing you I hate this.
We don't know what we'll be bringing
Well, actually,
you,
Brother Jack's had a scene.
Brother Jack just had a senior moment and doesn't know what the he's talking about.
Yes, well, trust me, whatever it is will be good, and you'll be hearing more about that.
The night of something?
There you go. It'll be the night of something, or it came from somewhere, or...
It came?
Yeah.
That's a different movie. Never mind.
It's like something Brother Jack doesn't know that much about. It's like...
Yeah, I know.
You know, unless you put the phrase since Reagan was in office, but that's neither here nor there. So...
It is neither here nor there.
Yeah, it's like, it's kind of in limbo, you know. It's like...
Limp?
Yeah.
Oh, limbo.
Limbo, I said limbo, not limp, all right?
Limbo.
Jeez. You know, will you quit projecting?
It's just a small problem, though.
Very small. Almost microscopic. See, I can go there too. I saved you a trip, all right?
Thanks.
All right, well, so with that being said, check out thecampushouse.com. Look for photos of the new Angry Mobile on our website, our Facebook page, our blog, and there'll be a picture in the beginning of this episode. So, good night, unpleasant dreams, and let's keep America on top. Watch Horror Host, y'all.
Bye.
Good night. Small, huh?
Small.
It's like,
So what movie? I
don't know. It's like I had a senior moment there. It's like, it's like, okay, strap me in a pair of adult diapers and, we'll get them. Oh, wait a
I
minute.
thought you already were.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I am, and yes, I did.
Ew. I wondered what the smell was.
It's like, usually they don't, well, wait a minute, I'm already dead, so that happens anyway. That's the part they never show you on TV,
Oh.
Yeah, it's like
Good
mental
Lord.
picture.
All right. I've got minions to attend to.